Precious, go lay down. Go lay down. Welcome back, guys. It is I, Captain Foley. I have returned yet again for another first reaction to Starfleet Academy. This is episode 7 of season 1, Cosine. Indeed, I have spoken. This is the way. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. I should probably fix that. There we go. Perfect. Hamron says, while I enjoy the aesthetics of the show, once again we are left with clunky writing, too much emphasis on character development, generic plots, and writers who do not research. Roger Avery was right. Don't know who Roger Avery is, but okay. Ozzy says this episode wasn't that great. I agree. Sam got fixed. She is no longer damaged. That we know of, anyway. She was still glitching at the beginning of this. Yes, she went to the hollow thing. They were going to do a patch to fix her up, but don't know. Hamron, I watched Joe Rogan's interview with Roger Avery. Avery is a fan of Trek and pitched to Putzman, but Putzman did not want any Trek or sci-fi writers. Basically said Putzman fucked over fans since Disco. Yeah, totally agree with you. That's a good fucking directive to have for a franchise like Star Trek. We don't want anybody that likes Star Trek or knows anything about it to write for it, because no, we don't want that. Royston Bailey, what do you mean by too much emphasis on character development? Isn't character development a good thing? It is, but this episode for me, I found it boring. It feels like 2B stories, 2B plots that should have been in other episodes and not necessarily together in the same episode. It just didn't work. Plus, with only 10 episodes a season, you shouldn't waste one episode on this. If you had 26 episodes a season, that'd be fine. And if this had been, they think we care, they assume we care about these characters more than we have, more than we're able to at this point. Anyway, we're jumping right into this, aren't we? Damn. This wasn't earned. It wasn't earned to have this episode. This could have been a season 3 episode, absolutely. But yeah. Hamron, other Trek shows always scored a balance between character and environment. Putzman's writer room is basically writing a CW show in space. Yes, I mean, you're not wrong. Sam's time in Mile High Denver is the C plot that we never know about. Ozzy, like I said, the wedding jacket looks like it came from Spaceballs. Disagree with that 100%. Although Jaden's ceremonial thing, from the waist up when they first showed it, looked very much like an evening gown or like a dress. And I wish they wouldn't have done that. When you got the long shot and you can see that's kind of ceremonial, it looked much better. But initially it just looked like an evening gown of some kind, which doesn't help the argument that he's quote unquote wearing a dress. I don't watch live action Kurtzman, so it's good for me to get perspective from those who do. Ozzy says, long live the pugs. Indeed. Michael Phillips is waving. Hello, Michael. Good to see you. The Paradon. I also don't know what to think of this episode. I like the ending. The beginning premise is okay. Everything in the middle feels somehow like wasting time, especially the wedding story. Agree. Also, I like the idea of the moon that was an ocean moon now being desolate of water and in orbit of the main world, which you could tell when you had that establishing shot was covered in water. That's cool. However, it was a very ugly episode. That landscape, those colors didn't work for me. So I don't know. Small thing, I guess, but BJ said, well, this episode is the lowest on the list for me this season. Had one or two short, interesting parts. Always enjoy seeing Aki's day cabin. I think it's the coolest set in the show. Her day cabin. Her office? Yes. Yeah, this had a few good moments. I think the Jet Reno talking to Laura about her toe, and Laura's in the back like, don't die, I can't live without you. Oh, I'm glad you're alive. That was fucking hilarious. I like the warp slug as well. Because you got to think a lot of creatures that travel in space would have to have the ability to warp. So that was kind of cool. Although to warp at the speed of light from one area of a room to another seems ridiculous. So that's kind of silly. But I think all the acting was fine in this. I expected more of a Genesis story. Didn't necessarily get that. It was just sort of for me. But that's my thought. 23 of you here. That's great, guys. 10 likes. That's all right. That's less than half. Hit that like button if you're just joining me. We got to get those likes up because we got to get hashtag make Jeff pay, assuming Jeff shows up. SM side, this episode was the ultimate definition of fine. Nothing wrong with this season. Nothing wrong, but this season has been so chill for a rest episode like this to make sense. Agreed. As I said, if you had 26 episodes, you could waste time with one episode doing this. Doesn't really work when you have 10 episodes. Classic for real throws in $2. Long live plugs. I mean pugs. And plugs are fine too. If you know, you know. Cameron Roger Avery was the writer for Pulp Fiction. Ah, okay. Cool. Classic for real, $2. Long live the plugs. I mean pugs. You sent that twice? Wow. Wow. Or maybe it's just a mess up on YouTube's end. I agree that it felt too early for season 1. Lower Decks did caves in season 4. Yes. BJ says, Aki's office with San Francisco skyline out the window reminds me of the Chancellor's office in Star Wars. Chancellor Palpatine. Indeed. With Coruscant out the window. Texticle. Oh, you are right. It's 2 B plots together. I was trying to place my finger on the issue with the Bland episode. Yeah. There's no good A plot. You could argue that the A plot is, of course, I mean, the episode's named Cosine, like his best man, so it's that plot, but. Can you go lay down, please? Go lay down. Precious, go lay down. No, go lay down. Lay down. I know. I love you, but you gotta lay down, okay? You gotta lay down. Classic Fear says, don't know why that got sent twice. Pretty sure YouTube will charge me twice, though. SM side, the stuff in the ship was good, but it needed a stronger A plot than a wedding. I think the ship stuff could have been unchanged. Yeah, I mean, the ship stuff was fine, more or less. Although, I gotta say, like, having Caleb be stretched out in the sun, whatever, funny. But, my God, man, with the way he was, like, puffed out, like, flexed up, his head looks so tiny compared to his body. It's not a good look. Yeah. Hopefully the live is not kicking in and out here. Kind of looks like it might be. Go lay down. Let me see. Just a second, guys. Keeping an eye on Precious. She's been acting a little off as of late. Lay down. I know, you don't feel good. No, stay. Stay. Lay down. Lay down. BJ says, what's a galactic meteor shower? I think it was an old Borg cube that broke up on re-entry. Don't know. Don't know. BJ, the suitcase part was funny. It was funny where he says you have 4 pairs of shoes and you don't even wear socks, or don't even, you have 4 pairs of boots or shoes in here, and you always go barefoot or something. That was kind of funny. Hemren, didn't we already see the royal wedding plot played out on lower decks with the Cerritos engineer? Yep, 100%. Try to make sure that the signal is not getting broken up here. SM side, also this episode had so many love triangle fake outs, so many Genesis, Caleb, and Darum Jaden looks like it's being set up. Then the show reminds you they actually still like other people. Yes, 100%. I do still think Caleb and Genesis are going to be a thing. I've said that since like the first episode. They've kind of telegraphed it. She's got a thing for him, obviously. And even in this one, she's like, she didn't stop thinking about her. And he's like, well, for a minute. But yeah, so. BJ, maybe galactic meteor shower was wreckage from all those destroyed starships, the Klingon worlds from the burn. Wah, wah. Or not. 30 people here, 16 likes. That's a little more than half, guys. Hit that like button. Let's get those likes up to 30. We can do that. Also, no moderators here. Oh, Matt Barman just showed up, but no moderators. We don't have Jeff. We don't have Fleetpaw. Oh, Jeff Jacobs just showed up. So, yes, let's make Jeff pay. Let's get up to 50 likes, guys. Hamrin, question on prior episode. Was Tarima's field of flowers or safe space her super ego, similar to Deanna's explored inside of Loxana's headspace? This is from the Dark Page episode about Kestra. Probably. That's probably very much what they were going for there. Ozzy, is Genesis Caleb going to hook up? I think probably in the end, yes. Yes. Maybe not this season, but I think there's going to be him and Tarima for a while, and they're going to break up. And I think it's going to be him and Genesis for sure. Yeah. That's what I'm calling anyway. Matt Boardman is here. I feel like we're heading to them getting together, though. Yeah, 100%. Jeff Jacobs shows up with $2, paying a toll for being late. Hit that like. Hashtag make Jeff pay. Indeed. Hemren, obviously Genesis likes Caleb. Dude is a brick shithouse. He is. And like I said, when he's stretched out and he's got the flex on, like, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He was like flexed, lying there. His head looked like the size of a fucking pea. His head looked so small compared to his body. Go back and watch that scene. It's proportionately odd. Jeff is actually here. Matt Boardman, sorry, didn't realize what time it was. Everybody know what time it is? That's right, it's Tool time. Here's the star of Tool time, Tim, the Toolman Taylor. Ozzy says, hi, Matt. Oh. Jeff Jacobs, me either. You either what? Where the fuck is Feetpaw? That's what I want to know. Where's Fleet Boss? Too many royals, sci-fi, including Star Trek. I hate children. All right, too many royals in sci-fi, including Star Trek. Time for children of rich parents who are politicians, bankers, factory owners, timeshare sellers from Ryza. Jeff Jacobs says, yeah, I'm happily married, but I can recognize greatness. Huh? Me either. Didn't realize what time it was. It's working. I was on time. Shame on you. There is a raven knocking at the captain's chamber door. Oh, I wish it was a raven. I need to see what is up. Bear with me here for a moment. Dun, 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 dun. All right. And I don't think... Oh, yeah, I do, too. Noise. Sorry. Why is that not working? Would that work? No. Odd. How very, very odd. Interesting. Those weren't working. All right. Ozzy says, no, Donnie. Is Donnie playing in the snow? Hamran, with season 2 promised and the changes coming to Star Trek at large, I don't think we are getting season 3. Before this show started, I would have been like, fine. I would have said fine. That's fine with me. Speaking of, I need to change this to all messages, not just top messages. But now I'm kind of hoping for season 3 because season 1's shaping up to be pretty good. Season 2 hopefully will be good. I wouldn't mind a season 3 at all. I don't really want this necessarily to stop because I think they're doing a really good job with it. But you know, what exactly do I know? So yeah, I just found this one very boring and very kind of lackluster. But I kind of thought that going in. I saw the images a few days ago and got a description of like basically spring break, where everybody's away from the school, and thought, oh, it's not going to be a good episode. And I don't know if that tainted my view going into it. It'd be interesting to see how our live discussion goes tomorrow evening about that, because I don't know how it's going to change on a rewatch. Well, I do know how it's going to change because I've already watched it 3 times today. But it'd be interesting to see how the discussion goes. Me and Sam don't necessarily agree on this episode in a few regards, so it'll be interesting because we got opposing viewpoints. But he just tends to talk over me when he doesn't agree with me. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Hamran, I thought we would see the fish cadet's native form. Yes, I also thought this. Now, I don't know why they all look human. Maybe because it's the sunset moon, as they call it, the matrimonial moon, and there's no water there. Maybe that's why. I would have liked to see them in their natural form. Would have been fantastic. because that's kind of cool. But I don't know why we didn't get that. It's just kind of odd to me. So, yeah, 28 people here, 23 likes. Guys, hit that like button. Let's get those likes up to 50 if we can. Hit the like button if you're just joining us. So yes, I would have liked to see the Trekyardians more in their natural form, and I don't know why they choose to look human. It just seems like a very odd choice. Very odd indeed. Ozzy, so they can transport to other planet with a single point or what did they call it? I have it written downstairs. A single point singularity wormhole or something like that. Fleetpaw, I think they may have learned. Oh, Fleetpaw's here. Holy shit. Learned from the disjointedness that was the first 3-ish seasons of Discovery. Jeff Jacobs, I am learning to really like Jaden. He has a lot of quips that I enjoyed. I think Jaden's a fantastic character. And I'm upset with everybody that's like saying he's an awful character because he's a gay Klingon and he wears a skirt. And it's like, shut the fuck up. He's a great character. They're all great characters. They're all very likable characters. Everyone except for the War College Romulan, who not a fan. Everybody else. And I didn't expect to like these characters going into the show. I expected to be annoyed with some of them. I expected some to be more annoying than they are, and they're not. They're fantastic. They're good characters. Even Holly Hunter playing Aki. I don't like Holly Hunter as a rule, but from moment one of episode 1, she's impressed me in this show. So totally on board. Totally on board. Ozzy says her planet looks like Vulcan. It's a little more rocky than Vulcan, and it's not quite as red. But yeah, generally it does kind of look like Vulcan. I'm about to just yell at somebody. Single point entry artificial wormhole is what they use. It's not entry. It's single point something artificial wormhole, not entry though. I have it written downstairs because I had the subtitles on earlier today and wrote it down. It's part of my notes, but that's for my live tomorrow. So Jeff Jacobs, also panic attack girl can go away. Yeah, I mean, not everybody's cut out for Starfleet. No problem with her if she's like at the end of the season is like either gets kicked out or just says Starfleet's not for her and she leaves. It's fine. And her name is Cadet Pickford, by the way. So no issue with her, honestly. She hasn't done anything that's really impressed me. So I don't neither one way or the other with her. Orbital Wings, they really did nail the characters with this show. It's wild how much I find myself caring about them when I never expected to. Yeah. Hammerin says, regarding Jaden, I am glad they are just baking him and Kyle's relationship into the show versus Putzman doing a woke product placement. I agree. They're actually making it a good story beat for this relationship and not just flaunting it for the sake of it. So yeah, I totally agree with that. I'm kind of impressed by that, if I'm honest. The way that relationships progress has just been so natural, and it just feels like it's not shining a spotlight on it necessarily. It's kind of organically come about, and as a result, it just feels right and it feels fine. Don't think they're going to stay together necessarily, but it is. I love this sunburned face. You would think that you'd get a dermal regenerator and fix that. And I said that to Sylvia, and she goes, "Well, maybe they did. Maybe this is just phase 1. It looked worse before." But yeah, like sunburn is something I think you'd be able to easily fix, even in TNG time, let alone that far in the future, so maybe just the doctor's not back yet. But Fleetpaw, cool bit of minutia. Klingons don't care if you're gay or not. All they care about is if you understand what honor is and do everything you can to be honorable. Get wrecked, haters. Fleetpaw throws in $2. Quiet. Shut up, kid. Quiet. Pretty much, yes. Phoenix Gundam. Also, literal warp-capable slugs exist, but couldn't reverse engineer that to reactivate Starfleet. Okay. I have no problem with that. As I said before, we see many different kinds of spacefaring creatures in Star Trek. Even in games like Starfleet Battles, they have to have the ability to travel through space and at warp, because otherwise they'd be stuck to like an asteroid belt, asteroid field, whatever, and that'd be fine. But I have no problem with the warp slug. How to reverse engineer organics into, like, I don't know how that would work. And you got to keep in mind, guys, the burn only affected dilithium. Dilithium is only required when you go over speeds of like warp 3. You can do up to warp 3 without dilithium, but to enhance the reaction and focus it to get higher warp speeds, you need the dilithium. So if these things only travel at warp 1, sort of jet around the system they're from, I have no problem with that. How would you what would you do? Grab a bunch of warp slugs and throw them into a thing on your ship? I don't know how you would reverse engineer organic warp jumps. So I have no problem with that. Yeah, no problem with that. General Grievous, bold of you to assume Klingons have honor when they don't even bathe. Romulans forever. Jeff Jacobs, I share your view on this one, as you know. Pretty boring overall, but there is some good character development. Aki's handling of the Genesis situation was epic. Yeah, as usual, yes. Like she said, we're not going to kick you out for hacking the bridge, which I have a whole thought on later. Your presence here is not dependent upon your references, but because you've shown really poor judgment in this case, I can't recommend you for the command track. I like that. And 200 hours of menial service, that's a long time. That's like 8.5 days or some shit. That's a lot of menial labor. Anyway, going back to hacking the bridge. A lot of people, or some people, had issue with the bridge being vacant. I have no problem with that. It's in building mode, for Christ's sakes. And yes, it was all Worlds Day or All Planets Day or whatever the hell it was called. So, I mean, there should probably technically be somebody on the bridge, but even the warp reactor wasn't fired up. It was just literally in building mode. So I have no problem with the bridge being empty. I just wish that there would have been, first of all, Jet showed up. So how did she know that they were there? I would have loved to have seen an alert on her side. Caleb thought that he hacked perfectly, but he didn't. She still got a security alert. I wish that when they were talking to Aki and Caleb said it was my idea, and Genesis said no, it wasn't. I wish Aki would have said, "Yeah, I know. I saw the security footage and heard you guys." You know, would have been great. That showed that Caleb got in, but he didn't successfully hack the system, hence making him like a Mary Sue. He's not that good. So I wish that would have been a thing. But yeah, the programmable matter key only being on the bridge, and that's kind of stupid. Like, let's be honest, that it could have been better. It could have been better. Fleetpaw says, if you doubt that, a demonstration can be arranged. Ramanushka Petach. Ramanushka. General Grievous, another batleth to add to my collection. I got a batleth in the other room. Jeff Jacobs, almost halfway to 50 and make Jeff pay. Have you hit that like button? It's easy to forget. Yes, hit the like button, guys. Phoenix Gundam, if you can drive a bunch of mycelial spores, you can drive a slug. #facts. Sure. But you need somebody like Stamets to harness that slug's power. So, Jeff Jacobs, 40 hours a week for 5 weeks. No big deal. Typical for a boarding school major crime. 40 hours a week for 5 weeks for 200 hours of menial service. What? Is that what you're talking about? That isn't math right, my dude. Phoenix Gundam, also odd to have a holiday themed episode at the beginning of the year and not in December. It's not a holiday themed episode. This is spring break. They're doing a full school year like they had midterms 2 or 3 episodes ago at the halfway mark of the season. This is March, spring break, April, May, June. They got a couple more months. They've got 3 more episodes to go. No problem. That's why. That's not really a holiday themed episode. It's not a Christmas episode. This is as much of a Christmas episode as Die Hard is a Christmas movie, meaning that it's fucking not. All right. So there you go. Fleet Palace says you can pry it out of my cold dead fingers, Revis. Hard to do when you're lying in a crumpled heap of junk cybernetic parts, my friend. Just saying. Wow. That's very bold of you. Ozzy says it reminded me of a mock time when they came to Vulcan. A mock time, yes. I actually said that in our review that you'll see tomorrow. That it reminded me of a mock time, and Sam gave me a what? Yeah, sure, he didn't steal the ship or anything like that, but the landscape, the scenery, the patrol, that's all very a mock time, and I definitely got that vibe watching it. So Hamron says, who will Caleb choose at the end of the season, Mom or Aki? Aki, come on. Phoenix Gundam, just thought Jet was making regular rounds around the Academy ship to make sure everything was fine and just happened upon them. I don't like that. I think that's just kind of silly, but also, I shall not stand for such die-hard heresy, sir. Well, it's true. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. And actually, I went back and rewatched it like 3 months ago. It's just not, maybe longer than that, around Halloween time. It's just not that good a movie. It doesn't really hold up. It's just not that good a movie. I'm sorry. So, and it's definitely 100% not a Christmas movie. So, anyway. Fleet Pass says, fun fact, Zephram Cochrane's ship, the Phoenix, did not use dilithium to achieve light speeds. You can have warp without dilithium crystals. The Romulan ship in Balance of Terror didn't use it. It's true, yeah. Like I said, you can get up to warp 3. Warp 3-ish with no dilithium crystals. To achieve the higher speeds, you need to focus the plasma from the antimatter reaction to the warp coils, and you have to focus that with the lithium crystals to achieve higher warp speeds. It's a whole thing. The lithiums are not a fuel source for the fucking umpteenth millionth time. It's a catalyst. It just enhances the reaction. Anyway, Sean O'Sullivan, morning cap. What a nothing burger. It's funny you say that, Sean, because I said the exact same thing in the review that you're going to see tomorrow that we filmed earlier today. I started out by saying, this is like a nothing burger combo without the combo. It's just a nothing burger. You don't get any fries. You don't get any drink. It's just a nothing burger. It's exactly what I said. That's fucking hilarious for you listening in. I mean, I'm scared that you were now. Jeff Jacobs, also, as far as boarding school goes, the All Worlds Day reminds me of a holiday that I never even heard of till I went to boarding school, All Saints Day. Yeah, I think it was more like Canada Day, 4th of July, that kind of vibe, but All Worlds Day, that's fine. Like, it's a Federation-wide holiday. Ozzy says they didn't kick out out Kirk when he changed the program and what? No, they did not. Fleet Plus said the only reason Die Hard is even remotely considered a Christmas movie is because it happened at Christmas. Otherwise, it's just a basic terrorist defeated by cop movie. Yeah, and Gremlins is not a Christmas movie, and Lethal Weapon's not a Christmas movie. Guess what? They all happen at Christmas too. Christmas is a pretty big part of it. No one considers those Christmas movies because they're fucking not. They're action movies that take place around Christmas. Go figure. So is Die Hard. I'm not going to get on that whole fucking conversation because there's a right answer and a wrong answer, and the right answer is it's not a Christmas movie. So anyway, Jeff Jacobs, not a catalyst so much as a focuser, like a lens. Yes. So November 1st. What about November 1st? Phoenix Gundam, at least the Kyonian girl was leagues better than Teos's T'Pring. Yes. Although that being said, the T'Pring in Strange New Worlds is really likable, and I really like her, and she's nice. But yes, I couldn't stand the original T'Pring. So you're 100% correct. Darum's woman is very attractive, very nice. Not a bitch. So yes. Sean O'Sullivan, how do you stop Canadian bacon from curling? Take away their little brooms. Yes, indeed. BJ says The Fugitive with Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones is a St. Patrick's Day movie. Facts. Friggin' facts. Fleet Paw, by that logic, Star Trek Generations is a Christmas movie because they showed Picard and his kids and Renee celebrating Christmas. That's a stretch for that one because that's just one little sequence. Things with like Lethal Weapon, I mean, it starts out with, it doesn't really start out with this, but Mel Gibson is in a Christmas tree lot, making a drug deal to bust some drug dealers. Then we see, go over to, I can't remember his name. Martin Riggs is Mel Gibson. Anyway, Danny Glover's character. You see his family at Christmas time. They're renovating their house. They have a Christmas tree up. There's Christmas tree lights outside. Fun fact, I guess. Lethal Weapon was filmed first, and then National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation used the exact same house. It still had the toilet on the front lawn from the toilet explosion. And I didn't know that until like a month ago. And then I watched Lethal Weapon again, and sure as shit, it is the house from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, at least on the outside. So that's a cool fact. I'm just saying. Jeff Jacobs, no idea what you mean about November 1st. Me either. November 1st is a reference to All Saints Day. You have the Day of the Dead, October 1st, 31st, and All Saints Day, November 1st. Oh. Phoenix Gundam says, to be fair, a lot of big 80s movies take place sometime in December. I have to do a checklist on that one, but yeah, I'd say some of the blockbusters did for sure, but I mean, Rambo didn't. Actually, Rambo did. I'm wrong. Not Rambo. First Blood, because the first one's called First Blood. It's not called Rambo First Blood. First Blood was also Christmas time. You're absolutely correct. Commando wasn't. Predator wasn't. But First Blood was. And it was just called First Blood. It's like Star Wars. It was just called Star Wars. It wasn't called A New Hope back then. It's just Star Wars. And then it became Star Wars A New Hope. And now First Blood is now Rambo First Blood. So we're only 39 minutes in, and we're already talking about action movies from the 80s instead of this fucking episode. So I don't know what that tells you, if anything. Jeff Jacobs says, I'm not saying it's a Christmas movie as much as I'm saying I like calling it a Christmas movie because it's fun to me to think of it that way. What? Die Hard? I can't hear anything in your background. What do you mean you can't hear anything in my background? Oh, you couldn't hear him moving around? Yeah. No, he was banging around. I'm glad you couldn't hear it, because if you could hear it, that would piss me off even more. And yeah. There we go. Now it's working. There we go. Now those stickers are working. Cool. All right. Indeed. Fleetpaw, you should love those shirts. Catholic feast days. It's kind of minutia if you aren't Catholic or know a lot of minutia like me. Well, Sylvia was raised Catholic, so. Phoenix Gundam, welcome to the 80s Christmas movie Hangout on Trekyards, everyone. Indeed, welcome. BJ says, there was no snow in First Blood, and it takes place in mountains in Washington State. Not sure it's near Christmas. If so, not only is there no snow, but the town is short on cheer too. There absolutely is Christmas. It's definitely cold out. It was cold while they were filming it. And if you look at the police station, there is Christmas decorations up. So it is 100% a Christmas movie. Shauna Sullivan says, if Sylvia was... That's not how you spell Sylvia, first of all. If Sylvia was raised a Catholic, why do you only have dogs? The fuck does that mean? Why do I only have dogs? I don't even know what you mean by that. And if she was raised Catholic, she was raised Catholic. Trust me. She's one of those naughty Catholic schoolgirls, if you know what I'm saying. Hold on 1 second here. Bum, 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 bum. I like how it's like, I'll take your word for it, but I mean, you fucking look. Christmas trees. That's probably December 15th, First Blood, 1982. Definitely a Christmas movie. But yeah, there you can see the Christmas tree in the background here. See, right there at the police station. There's a snowman. Another Christmas tree. So, if Die Hard's a Christmas movie, First Blood's a Christmas movie. Which is just the stupidest thing I've said today. So, and I say a lot of stupid shit. So I'm just saying. Who is in this chat? Just bear with me 1 moment, please. Okay. Looks like I gotta go through this chat, the YouTube channel chat. and make us some changes. There's a lot of people that shouldn't be in there. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I'm having too much fun with that. Anyway, so let's see what is going on. Ozzy says, fun fact, they used buildings part 120 Fox building was in Die Hard. Sean O'Sullivan, pop quiz hotshot. Brad Dorff, who played Chucky, went on to play what Star Trek role? Suitor on Voyager. He was the Betazoid that went crazy, is psychopathic and killed people. Not really much of a quiz. BJ says, be funny if the Colonel was dressed as Santa when he yelled, Rambo, stand down. Hamron, Big Trouble in Little China was categorized as a horror movie and not a comedy. It's both. Easy, Sean. Maj Kala. BJ, I saw First Blood a few years ago. Never realized it was the first Rambo film. Everyone I saw parts of at relatives' homes, he was in the jungle. Always thought it was a later film after he came home. First Blood is 100% after he's home and it's not in the jungle. First Blood Part 2 is in the jungle. Hammer and Foley, are you getting bots in the chat? No, why? Why would I be getting bots in the chat? BJ says, never guess Rambo starred in the woods of Washington State. Super Foley is frozen now, unfrozen. Sure. That's better. Haven't seen any bots, surprisingly. I know, right? What else can we talk about with this episode? Not much, because not much happened. Yeah, there's really not much to say. Yeah. I'm fine. Hamron says, I was asking about bots right after Foley said there are people in the chat that shouldn't be. Not this chat, in the YouTube channel group chat for my moderators. There's a lot of people in there that shouldn't be. Ooh, I like the hat. This is Sylvia's hat. It's like, Sylvia. What? No. Indeed. Sean Sullivan says, Fleetpaw is here, and therefore Fleetpaw is here. I am therefore fearless. Yes, 1,000%. Acting in this episode was fine. I think Caleb did a good job. So did Genesis. Genesis? Yes, Genesis. How can you be deaf with ears like this? Ding, 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 ding. Jaden was great. Darren was great. Yeah. Ozzy says RoboCop Part 3 was sent during Christmas time. Fleetpaw says, I know it's Sylvia's. I have seen it when I toured the library. You did not, because she only got this like 2 months ago. So you're a liar. Again, proof that you weren't paying attention when you came into this room. This was not here. This is brand new. She just got this like right after Christmas. So, liar. Fleet Paw's a liar, everybody. Don't listen to Fleet Paw. Oh, look who showed up. It's Trek Culture. Oh, man. John Sullivan says, how is the snow where you are? None. It's actually pretty great. It was bad for a while, but this last 2 weeks has been very mild. Last night we had thunder and lightning, and we had a little bit of hail. But yeah, it's been much milder. It's above zero as of late, so everything's melting. So yeah. Fleet Paw says melting. Thankfully, I'm super happy that it is too. 100%. Yes, I'm good. I was sick of shoveling because we were shoveling like a couple times a day at one point. Eric Martin, geez, I just woke up. Well, you've missed a good discussion, my dude. Trek Culture says, is that what a Trekkie looks like? Yes. Hammerin, my issue is naming the character Genesis. Every time I hear her name, I think of the device. Indeed. And Genesis? Yes, Genesis. How can you be deaf with ears like that? Genesis, allowed as not, is woman forbidden. She may be woman forbidden, but I'm damn well gonna. Anyway. Hammerin says, weather is mild here in Cleveland. Cleveland. I set up my hair. Matt Borman, ha ha ha, those ears are amazing. Sean O'Sullivan, are you familiar with the Trek Masters quiz? On Saturday, Larry Nemechek is facing off against Sean Ferrick. We never get invited to shit like that, which I don't understand, but whatever. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Just a second, guys. Yeah. Funny thing is, it still feels like I'm wearing the hat. All right. Jeff Jacobs, a lot of movies use Christmas as a way to have dad be off work so he can be free to have adventures with the fam. Yeah, maybe. Ozzy, maybe Fleet Paw had too much alcohol. Speaking of alcohol and too much, this Saturday, we're doing a Drunkyards, Sam and I. So tune in for that. It'll be around noon Eastern Standard Time is when we're going to start. It's going to be an all-afternoon thing as usual. So join us and make us drunk. Bum, 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 bum. Anyway, John O'Sullivan, can you really skate on frozen lakes, or is that gone now with the old global warming? You still can on certain lakes, yeah. Absolutely. You just have to make sure that the ice is thick enough, and yeah, you're good to go. Jeff Jacobs, very excited to have some mild weather here in Maine as well. Indeed. Bring on the mild weather. Bring on spring. Let's go. Fleetpaw, Trek Culture, please tell me you aren't going to use screenshots of that. That's my job. Huh? And Trek Culture, is it Chris? It's probably Chris. Classic for real, $2. Genesis does. Listen, apparently. Jeff Jacobs, thank you so much for your thank you so much, our friend, to Classic for Real. John O'Sullivan, you never get invited. Just ask to go on the quiz. I have been on 3 times. Ask who to go on the quiz. BJ, depends on the year with frozen lakes in upstate New York. In January, it was so cold, even New York Harbor froze. Coast Guard breaking ice on the Hudson, but many now years fishermen fished little on the ice. Sean O'Sullivan says the Quizmasters is from north of Toronto. Didn't say where. MC Frodas, you might have met her at some point. Possibly. You wearing the hat, Foley? I'm wearing what hat? What are you talking about? You wearing the hat, Foley? Want a picture of me wearing the hat? What is happening? Dun 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 dun. Anyway, yeah, we've totally gone off the rails. Hour in. Actually, it was at the 35-minute mark. That's when we started talking about other shit. Because this episode is just so blah. There's nothing going on. Sure, there's a little bit of character development, some interesting enough information about some of the characters, but to be fair, it's a nothing episode, which is disappointing. Sean O'Sullivan says, tell you what, I will say it to Davey about the quiz. What topic would you fancy against Samuel? I don't know. I thought it was about Star Trek, so wouldn't it be Star Trek questions? Fleetpaw says, I asked if Trek Culture took screenshots of you wearing the hat. That's my job to meme the hell out of you. Oh, fair. Cayuga Lake in Ithaca froze this winter. I think Seneca Lake did too. BJ says, yeah, it was really cold in January. It was, and it snowed a lot, and it was just kind of a bitch. So, not ideal by any stretch. Have we covered everything about the episode? I think we have. Warp slugs, Jet Reno's toe for some reason. Genesis Caleb breaking down into the bridge. Aki's punishments. The whole wedding thing. I think we covered it all, and nothing of it was super awesome. Sean says the quiz is usually about a theme such as the Vulcans, TNG Season 4, or indeed Christmas episodes, O'Brien Must Suffer, etc. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I want to... I don't know. That's a very good question. It's like a quiz question. I don't know what I would say. BJ says, let's warp slug out of here. If you want to go, you can go. I'm good to stick around for a little bit if you guys want me to. I'm here for that. What do you guys want to talk about? Let me know. Fleetpaw says, I was up in Potsdam, New York, 2 weekends ago, and it was like minus 30 Celsius when I woke up. It was so damn cold, I was told to not turn the bus off and let it die, let it idle all night. Damn. -30, that's getting there. Yeah, we had -33 this year, like a month ago. It was -33 for a few days. Celsius, which is almost -40 Fahrenheit, which -40 Fahrenheit, -40 Celsius are the same because that's how it works. He says, is that creature on the USS Cerritos mature warp slug? Ooh, interesting. Possibly. Possibly, yeah. That's a good question. They looked very similar. I wouldn't be surprised. That's a good call. Good call, BJ. I'm going to look into that and let you know, because tune in for our live tomorrow. So let's see. Show of hands. We got 20 people here, 35 likes. Hit that like button if you haven't already, first of all. But right now, who here right now is going to be tuning in on Saturday for our drunk yards? Sometime Saturday afternoon. We've got some very interesting PayPal perks for it. So if you PayPal, we're going to drink more, and we might have some fun things to do. As far as like games go, maybe trivia stuff as well. I don't know. But we're going to have some PayPal bonuses because PayPal's much better for us than Super Chats are by like a mile. So yeah, come and join us. It should be a fun time. You can tune in for an hour or two and then leave and then come back maybe 2 hours later. We'll probably still be there. It's going to be a whole afternoon of just chilling out and having a good time, having some drinks, that kind of thing. So join us. BJ says, I got tomorrow off, so I'll be there. Tomorrow for the live reaction breakdown. Do it. The Drunk Yards is on Saturday, so. Jeff Jacobs says, sorry, Cat, definitely not me. Damn it. Mark Lawrence, I should be here or there. Good to see you, Mark. Glad you're here. Hopefully you'll be on the Drunk Yards. And remember, there's some PayPal perks. So if you want to PayPal, I'd appreciate it. Sean Sullivan says, I can do Drunk Yards. Sweet. Throw us trivia questions. Fleet Paw, -33 Celsius is -27 Fahrenheit. Too damn cold, in my opinion. My Timmy's froze on the walk back to the hotel. Wah, wah. That's awful. Speaking of Timmy's, when are you coming to visit again, Fleet Paw? We would love to have you. And maybe this time you can actually look around and, take in the ambience of the house instead of just like out the door. No, we'd love to have you back, especially after the nice weather gets here. If you want to come have a campfire and hang out with us, we would appreciate that immensely. Do another live with you here. Sam probably won't be here, but that's okay. Yeah. Let's see. Scott Bakula is my dad. I can't drink with you. It interferes with my psych meds. I become unstable. Well, so you don't have to drink with us. You can just watch us drink and make stupid asses of ourselves. So yeah, don't encourage anyone to drink out there. If you want to share some drinks with us, cool. If you can't, then don't worry about it. Sean O'Sullivan, I live in a G-rated house and I haven't insulated it yet, so it is balls cold. So I sleep in the sitting room where the fire is till I fix that. Damn. That sucks. How cold is it there? Yeah. That's the ticket. So 3 episodes left of Starfleet Academy, then we're done. So like mid-March, early March. Overall, as a series, I've enjoyed it so much, or so far. I've enjoyed it so much. I've enjoyed it so far. Really like the characters. They're all likable. I care about them all, except for Romulan bitch. from the War College. She should have died, not Bobby. Hashtag justice for Bobby. And it's Bobby, not Bobby. A silly name because everybody's like, is his name? It's not Bobby, just for the record. So, yeah, I'm happy with the series so far. Hopefully it keeps up. Season 2 had better be good. I mean, let's fingers crossed. Because yeah, I did not expect season 1 to be. I didn't expect to like it as much as I have, and I definitely anticipated some of the characters to be more annoying to me, but they're really not. They really did a fun job and a good job with these characters. Jeff Jacobs, I'm sorry, but the ball's cold. What is that? Aren't they typically warm and toasty? Well, in the summer, I usually say I'm sweating my balls off or I'm sweating my bag off. But balls cold. I mean, I've heard the expression before, but yeah. Fleetpaw, I'm not 100% sure when I will make it back there. I am still recovering from the financial mistake. My surgery was this past summer. Damn. Well, shit, son. Like I said, we'd love to have you back at some point. I guess Eric Martin fell asleep again. He showed up for a second, said one thing, and then left. We've got Mark Lawrence here. We've got Fleetpaw. We got Jeff Jacobs. Sean O'Sullivan. BJ. Ozzy's still here. Hamrin. So let me know who's going to tune in for the Drunkyards. We got a few that can't show up. We got a few that will show up. Just put a hand up in the chat or something. Would be great. Yeah. Missing a month of work tends to do that to you. Yeah, I can see that. 36 likes, 23 people at 37 likes. Sorry, hit that like button. Let's get 13 more likes, get up to 50 likes. Can we do it? Probably not. People says it can swing through. I have to work Saturday, so it will be a brief appearance. Well, just showing up for a hot second or two is great. Just make sure you super chat. I'm just kidding. Where did you get the Elcars? Where'd you get the Elcars? Says, I'll make it. Sweet. Eric Martin says, what time Saturday? Starting around noon, and then, yeah, all afternoon. Pretty typical. So if you can, please jump in. Jeff Jacobs, maybe I can swing by and super chat some likes, like Tarzan swinging in on his Vine. I don't want to know about your Vine, but yeah, if you could, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. It's just gonna be a fun time hanging out. So if you want to miss a fun time and be a party pooper, it's fine with me. I don't give a fuck. Fleetpot says, if you ain't hit that like button yet, do it now or I'll toss you out the nearest airlock. You always threatening to toss people at the frickin' airlock, my dude. Eric Martin says, I'll be working, but I'll be home, so I'll jump on. Dude, why are you working on a Saturday? You need to chill out. We need to go for a grilled cheese at that grilled cheese place, and we need to watch a movie. And you need to chill out for an afternoon because you work too damn much, and I want my tricorder back. Help you fix it or something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So it should be a fun Drunkyards. And by the way, tune in tomorrow as well. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our complete review and breakdown of this episode. I don't know how much we're going to have to talk about because, like I said, this episode's not super in-depth or interesting in any kind of shape or form, but tune in. We always have good discussions and good people show up. So Peepa says, well, my title is Chief Airlock Purger, so it's kind of my thing. Indeed. Eric Martin says, maybe I'll work on the tricorder during the Drunkyards. Yes, that'd be awesome. Don't forget, I have another one. You've got my good one with the Yeah, you got my good one right now. I got another one that's almost exactly the same, just it's not quite as in good shape. Um, which also needs the same repair. So I don't know if you want to do that one. I'm happy to give it to you. I just want my good one back, and then just saying we can talk about that later. Olivia Julius throws in $5. Good to see you, Olivia. Sorry I'm late, but really, 38 likes. Hit like, or I will sick fleet paw on you. Jeff Jacobs, yay! Olivia's in the house. Classic Chris says Fleet Paw killed Bobby. You bastard. Eric Martin, if that's the good one, I'm a little worried. Why? It was perfectly fine, except for the two lights that don't work in the lower half. The other one, the hinges are a little bit more janky and loose. So that's why it's not the good one. Don't make fun of my tricorder. I trusted you to fix it, so fix it. Fleet Paw, you're like super late, Olivia. Like super, super late. He's just about through. That's true. Jeff Jacobs says, unfortunately, Fleet Paw is stuck in the airlock. You got to cycle those airlocks occasionally. Purge them, if you will. So if he's stuck in there, I don't know. It's coming up for its routine purging, so we better get out of there, Fleet Paw. Classic Frill says, got a thing on Saturday, but I should still make it. Do what you can, my friend. Do what you can. Depends on Wi-Fi there. Well, if you can, that'd be awesome. We'd love to see you. Fleetpaw says, I did too. I couldn't stand that smug Navarian, and I'd do it again too. Yeah. Classic for real. Also, did you know Timmy's is the hip DoorDash only spinoff? Timmy's is the hip DoorDash only spinoff. Those are all words that I know, but they're strung together in such a way that I am confused. Classic for real says also, sorry I missed Into the Unknown on your channel. Was at a school night library and literacy program. No problem. Don't worry about it. There'll be a lot more. Since got past the caretaker thing, so the next time I play, which I'm not quite sure when that's going to be, I will be in unexplored territory, as it were. So yeah, tune in for that, because don't know where that's gonna go. So Jeff Jacobs says, always a pleasure to see you, but it's always cool if you don't. Leapaz says, Bobby is Dollar Tree Spock. I mean, maybe. Bobby had some eyebrows, though, I gotta say. They were bushy. They were bushy. Let's see. Oh, why is my chat filtered back to top messages? I want all messages. I don't think I've missed any messages. If I missed any of your messages, guys, it's because YouTube is stupid. And YouTube tends to set things to top messages, which... What? What does that even mean? So I have to change it to live messages or live chat messages. And I'll do it, and then I'll just change it back mid-live for some reason. Fleet hashtag justice for Bobby. Yeah, our hashtag justices ones always take off here on Trekyards, so I don't think he's coming back unless his Katra is... Maybe his Katra is in Sam. That's why she's glitching. Remember. That'd be cool. Joe Brown says, one thing I'll say about Academy, they've upped their character development game. Yes. Yes, they have. Little to their, I think, to their detriment in this episode. Like, there was some character development and some interesting facts, but stretched out. Like, it didn't need to be this long of an episode. Like I said at the beginning of this, both plots were B plots. There was no A plot. So, and both plots could have easily been put into a better episode as B plots. Or focused more on, added to, and become A plots themselves in a different episode. But to have them both in the same episode was a little boring. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I'm probably wrong. I don't know. It's just they definitely didn't feel it. It was I was bored during this episode a few times. So Jeff Jacobs says, I think on a light night like this, there is no difference between top and all. Correct. But still, I like to have it set to all so I don't miss anything. Joe Brown says, agreed, Cap. They kind of lost the larger plot. Yes, thank you. Fleetpaw, that would be funny if his Katra was in Sam. Too bad we don't have a planet going through unstable rapid evolution to bring him back. But no one is really dead in Trek until they are. Sean O'Sullivan watched Profit and Lost DS9 this week. Did you know Denise Crosby's stunt shot? Did you know Denise Crosby's aunt shot JR? I did not know that. That's really cool. Jeff Jacobs says that's a good way to look at it. 2 B plots and no A plot. That's exactly what this felt like. 100%. 100%. We needed some kind of action plot in like hand in hand with this to kind of take the attention away from the dullness and the dryness of this episode. Is I guess the best way to say it. Yeah, that's a ticket. Yeah. All right. Anyways, guys, I think that's it for me. Unless you guys have something else you really want to talk about, by all means, let me know. But it's one of those things that there's not much to talk about, there's not much to discuss. So I think it's kind of the wind down time. And surprised it lasted this long, to be honest. But I appreciate hanging out with you guys and doing these first reaction lives. And maybe I'll continue doing these after Starfleet Academy's done. I don't think they'd be on this channel though. I'd probably move them over to my my Captain Foley personal channel. So it would either be like Thursday or Friday night live hangouts. If you guys want that, let me know. But yeah, hit the like button, guys. 26 of you here, 41 likes. Let's get those likes up to 50. Can we do it? We only need 9 more. Hit that like button. Jump on another account of yours. Do the things, you know. Classic for real. See ya and Sam. Sam tomorrow. Jeff Jacobs, yes. Do that. I like these. Jeff likes these. Oh, hold on. What's going on here? Okay. All right, well, I might do that. I did that prior where I would do like trivia nights and stuff, so I don't know. Don't know, man. We'll see. We shall see. What is this shit going on here? Create. No. Save. There we go. All right, let's see. Daniel Howes. I take it Harv Bennett is not involved in Academy. No. Classic for real. For drunkards, I may have plans for Sam. I mean Sam, our good commander friend Sam. Funny name. You have plans for him. I am looking forward to seeing what you come up with. This is the way. Come on, what is going on here? Let's do that. And that. All right, let's see. Cool. I guess that's it. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Watch tomorrow for a live. And don't forget to hit that like button. Join us for the lives. Join us for the edited reviews. And Jeff Jacobs throws in $5. That was weird. I had to restart to be able to super chat. Wanted to make sure you got paid for the 50. I know is coming. Hashtag made Jeff pay. Well, thank you so much, my friend. Class Fredo says, well, Vipa says, I have to rewatch The Drunkyards where we learned Sam's full government name. I remember being something definitely British sounding. I could tell you what it is. Hold on. Let's see. It was, yeah, it's definitely an interesting name. That is for sure. Give me a second. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me up a piece of that Kit Kat bar. So his name, his full name, is Samuel Lewis William Wildber Cockings. Samuel Lewis William Wildber Cockings. So there you go. I mean, that's definitely British. Scott Bakula is my dad. Says my dad, Scott Bakula, once chased a couple of Borg in a snowspeeder. Nice. Classic for real throws in $5 and says, hell with Matt pays. What? Jeff. Willie for short. Anyways, Samuel Lewis William Wilbur Cockings. That's definitely a mouthful for mom to say when she's pissed at him. Yeah. That's not Louis as in that. It's Lewis, Lewis. Yeah. My name, Stuart Thomas George Foley. Initials STG Foley. Stuart the Great Foley. How you remember it. And Thomas and George were both of my grandfathers. So, anywho's, thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you guys tomorrow for our live review and breakdown of this episode. And don't forget to tune in for the edited one. Are you getting a haircut? Yes, very soon. Very soon. Jeff Jacobs says, say my name. Stargate Foley, yes. Anyway, yes, I'm getting a haircut. Why would you ask such a thing? Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. See you tomorrow. And this weekend, I want you to tune in for the Drunkyards. So, meanwhile, plain James, Sunday, middle name Lee. Would Samuel laugh at the Balchinians and cause an interstellar incident? Probably. Probably. Again, I wish I needed a haircut like ever, says Chef. Yes. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have yourselves a fantastic night. Bye.